So this is my frontmost axle, and I think I'm missing some parts in there, and that's probably why these were dragging, and I ended up disconnecting them and a long time ago. So maybe scrape all that crap off of there. Ooh, that looks good. And this side, I know I zip tied this closed because this one was dragging pretty dang bad. So I ordered some parts, you know, the most premium of premium parts that you could possibly get. And look at that. Oh, beautiful. Look, made in China. That's how you know it's quality. So, yeah. Nice new everything on here. And I got 4 of them. But I kind of needed 6. So I'm kind of hoping that I might be able to finagle together some things for this rear axle. If not, then these front two are going to get brakes. And the rear axle, which is, again, just kind of a tag axle and doesn't have as much travel, it's really more for just extra load carrying capacity. Yeah, I mean, these two were the factory. Somebody put that one on. It wasn't me, but I ain't mad. 3 axles. Can't hurt. So let me go get those off. Wire wheel that thing. Rebuild it. And, you know, drag this video on for like another 45 hours. Then I'll throw that on. But I can't put the front axle on until I get the rear axle on, because you can't put the rear axle, I can't slide it under, I don't have the room. So I should have did the rear axle first. Oh well. Well, after a little wire wheeling, she don't look so bad. Look at that beautiful axle. All right, I don't know what color paint, purple or purple. I don't know. We'll see. This trailer's gonna be fabulous, just fabulous. Look at that. I ran out of the darker purple, so had to use the lighter purple. But yeah, it's looking good, looking amazing. Paint and primer. There's literally 0 chance in the world that I would use this color purple on in just about anything I ever in my entire life. So might as well make it the base coat, because those are the 3 blacks I got. That one's half, maybe less. That one's less than half. That one's almost empty, but that's high heat. We don't need to use that. So I've got 2 cans of black, 2 axles to do. This one is a paint and primer, but I figure I can throw down a good solid, nice, thick layer of this purple and then just over it with black, make it look black and pretty. And then it's got 3 or 4 coats of paint on it, and I don't have to worry about it rusting out and having issues and all that shit. So anyway, that's why my axle's purple. Back to work. Well, we're on the home stretch. My freshly painted axle. Oh, it looks so good down there. Put that on there, hung it, tightened it down but so I could move it. Had my wife help me. So here's my plumb bob. It was that weight that I used. She held tape measure on there, and I went down here to the center of that one, and then I did the same thing on the other side, and I am off by 1/8 of an inch. No. Yes, roughly 1/8 of an inch. So I mean, honestly, I don't think it could get much better or closer than that. You know, I mean, I'll check it again in a few months and see if I need to, like, you know, wallow the thing out and kind of make it work better. But for the most part, I don't think it's going to get any better. Still haven't finished up this axle. I've been working on a couple of these. Oh, and the power's out. And it's been out all day. Windstorm. So I've been battery grinding power. I've got well, that one is over there getting primed. And I ran out of purple. So this one's getting brown. And actually, I think it's about ready for its second coat of primer. And then I will flip it and start doing the black. I did break down and go buy a couple new cans of black this morning because I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish everything that I need to finish with the single quarter of a can that I had left. And then I used it up this morning on like half the axle, or the other axle. So onward and upward. I feel like I'm in the final stretches, although I still have a ton of stuff to do. Well, when your trailer is as straight and perfect as mine is, usually you don't have to deal with this kind of thing. But just trying to get this eyelet lined up on this side, I needed me, a quarter of an inch. So let's see if it'll get in there now. Are we there? Oh, we are so close. Yeah. I think it's gonna go. Might need a kick. Yeah, she's in there now. I love ratchet straps. Perfect. I mean, she ain't tightened down all the way yet. I gotta make sure it's aligned. So, but, I mean, ain't the first time I've done that, won't be the last time. So, alignment. Looking at, so not to the center, but we're like a little bit tight because I was going for just one hash mark. So let me pop my ratchet strap, my alignment tool, off. See if that gives me that 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going from outside on the flat because it's easier to the flat. There we go, perfect. Dead on, just that 1/16 under 35. And then we'll do the other side, and the flats are opposites, but doesn't really matter because it's the same machine surfaces. And we are literally 1/16 under the 35. So perfect alignment between these two axles. Haven't even bothered with this one yet. It's got all the weight of the entire trailer on it right now. So I'm gonna get these two put together, get some tires on them, get this axle lifted up, get the tires off, and then do center to centers on there. Make sure that this rear tag axle is actually fully lined up. So, but yeah, can't be happier. I'm gonna torque those to absolute proper spec, which is literally as tight as I could possibly get them. And then I'll check my measurements again, make sure I'm still on. But yeah, ratchet straps, guys, 100%. Don't be afraid to tie a knot in them. Don't be afraid to do stupid shit with them. They're cheap. You can get them for like 10 or 15 bucks for a pack of 20 or something. And yeah, totally worth every penny. So I use them for like everything. We are making progress. So got the brand new Vevor brakes mounted up on here. They do have like left and right on the back of them, so you know. But anyways, if you try to put it on the wrong way, then the wires don't line up. So yeah. And then Look how pretty. Oh goodness. It's just gorgeous. Got the other one on the other side there. Everything's looking good. I did start trying to fiddle around with the wires. I am going to get some solder heat shrink stuff going on there and make some really nice, good connections, because not having brakes is only an emergency if you make it an emergency. So, yep. And then I got the other brake drums, this one and the other one, over there getting their first coat of paint, and hopefully drying here soon, and then I'll get them put back on and we'll move on, because I kind of want to get this thing up on these 4 paws. That way I can take that paw off and get a, you know, some sort of measurement. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Dang. Now that I think about it, I'm going to need that spindle to that spindle to get my measurements. Dang it. Alright, I'll figure it out. Well, the hits just keep on coming. I was hoping that I could just kind of, you know, reuse this wiring harness and maybe clean it up a little bit, you know. You can obviously tell that this was a 4-wire. I got converted into a 6-wire, and it should have been a 7-wire. That's a 7-wire pin. So yeah, there's been some changes, and I don't know, I just pulled this apart and kind of started looking at these wires, and this is just trash. It just cracks and breaks and splits, and it's just brittly crap. Oh, and then this, I don't know who did that, but good on them for whatever this was that they decided to do. Probably before I was born, back in the 70s or something. So, back to Amazon to order a 7-wire wiring harness and a 7-pin connector. And I probably need to figure out a way to, like, secure the wire inside the frame rail of the trailer here. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet, because I kind of didn't think about it at all. So, go me. I almost want to just kind of run it on top of the frame rails there, but it also kind of seems kind of dumb. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, kind of seems kind of dumb. So don't really know. But at this point, I need to make a new one of those. Haven't done it yet. And I've been working on cleaning these up and getting them cleaned. Haven't done that one. Haven't done that one. Pretty. Haven't done that one. Did that one. Painted that one once, but it needs to be painted again. Those 2 are done. That's 2 are done. So, I mean, I've got a handful of those. And I did connect those wires. I got these solder thing connectors. I mean, these are great. I don't know why they give you so many of the red ones, because ain't no wires on the freaking automotive application that small. They say 16 gauge, but God forbid you try to put 2 16 gauge wires into those red things. So, yeah, I'm almost out of the blue ones, almost out of the yellow ones. Got a bajillion of these white ones. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, oh yeah, I'm not going to put brakes on this back axle. It just ain't going to happen. It's not worth it. I'm going to have 4 brand new brakes on these front 2 axles, which are looking snazzy and pretty right now. And then, you know, we'll see how it goes. And if it always comes down to it, I can always order 2 more brake setups and put those in there. So, anyways, that's my update. It's cold. It's snowing outside, although you can't really see it. And I've got my fireplace going, like full blast, which doesn't do much in here because the door's half open, and the cold air is just coming in and wrecking it. So at least I get to work inside, and at least I have light, so I can work past 3 o'clock, and that's cool. But I'm shutting it down for the day. It's just too cold. So I'm really disappointed in this. Not that another $50 is gonna make it or break it, but I was really just hoping to just kind of throw it together and be done with it. So anyways, onward and upward. I was truly planning on just skipping this part on the video, because really it ain't that interesting, but somebody might want to know. So I got my bunks. These are 60s. I got 6 more. Just did one. Then I got to cut these down, and I don't want to make a mess in here yet because, you know, it's so clean. But I'll probably take those outside and cut them so that I don't put sawdust in here as well. So I laid it down, and these are 2x6s, which means that they're 1.5 wide. So what I do is I want 3 inches, which would mean, pretty close. The scoots are just hairsies. Come on. There we go. So 3 inches on that side. Yeah. Come on, just a hair more. Come on. Come on. Oh, damn it. Sorry, phone. Okay, cool. Good enough. Then I come down to this side, and 3 inches. So I take my razor blade, which is over here. It's easier to do with 2 hands, but because I'm holding the freaking camera with one hand, so I might do a little over 3 1/4, somewhere in there. So hold on. There we go. Close enough. And then you take your razor blade, and we'll do just about 3 1/4, and then just push and cut. This stuff cuts way better with a razor blade than it does with scissors, so don't even bother. I did the first one with scissors before I was like, razor blade. Oh, you can tell this is a really nice table, so if you don't want to ruin your table, then probably don't do this on there. So this is the soft side, this is the hard side. We went the hard side towards the wood, soft side that way. Then I throw it on here, and I line it up. It's about just around, I don't know why I'm doing the middle, makes sense. So for this is like 12-inch wide stuff, so it's like just under 3 1/4 is centered. And then on this side, so 3, so we need to move that piece of wood down just a little bit. 3, just below 3, so move it that way a touch. 3, a little bit more. And this is probably not super vital as long as you got coverage all the way around, but I figure if I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right, might as well. So bringing that one down, make sure that's even on this side, perfect, and then we can come this way just a touch. I'll push it from the other side. Okay. There we go. Alright, then take your razor blade, and if you have one of those razor knives, that probably would work way better. Go from the corner, and then straight to you. From the corner, straight to you. Corner, straight to you. We're going to repeat this on all 4 corners. Now, I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it. So, take those, toss them in the trash somewhere. Then I fold this one over, pull it as tight as I can. This is going to be so difficult with one hand. My finger. Staple, staple, staple. Then I take my little hammer, tink, 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 tink. Go around to the other side. Do the same thing. All right. So pull it real tight, as tight as I can. Flip it up over, and hold on. Let me get the stapler on it. And again, staple, staple, staple. Hammer, hammer, hammer. All right, now for the fun part. So for the middle, or for the sides, I always like to start in the middle. I don't know why. Don't know if that's the right way to do it or not. But you're gonna get a really close-up look at that. So I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna pull that real tight. All right, well, apparently I stopped my camera. So I'm gonna go around this thing again to the middle. Pull it real tight, snap it. Pull it real tight, snap it. One in the corner, of course. Another in the middle. Yeah, there we go. Elbow, little elbow action. There we go. Yep, there. And then again, right here. And then the corner. And then as many staples as you feel like doing. And we repeat this on the other side. So give me a sec. Let me just get this one done. You don't need to see it again. It's the exact same thing as the other side. I'm going to tap them down with a hammer too, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so got it all down. Grand reveal. Oh, look, the corners look good. Corners, yeah. I mean, if I couldn't tell that this wasn't professionally done, I would think it was professionally done. So that's pretty much it for that. It's a pretty easy project. If anybody's trying to do this, I mean, it's easy. I don't even know how much that roll was. I think it's like 100 feet, 50 feet. I can't remember. So anyway, I gotta get back to work. All right, well, I don't know if I filmed any of this. So basically I just tighten those down to where they can move, but they're pretty solid. Like the lock washer is basically the only thing kind of holding tension on them. And I did go purchase some more staples, and I made sure I stapled all of these like extra good. I don't really feel like dealing this again. So pretty much all I did for these is I eyeballed the back of this, and I might put a straight edge on it or something just to make sure that these are all lined up, and take my handy dandy impact here and some of these galvanized bolts, and I just, zip them on. I mean, nothing crazy about it. And you can kind of see up in here, where I got them. And, lined it up in the center there. And then, of course, this still moves. So when I get it up underneath the boat, I want these to conform to the boat. And then I'll get up underneath there and just tighten those down. So, finished up all of those. And, of course, it snowed. So at least I'm inside and not outside working in the snow. So I'm going to get pretty much the back of this put together. I'm not going to do this last side over here because I do need to run new electrical, which should be in the mail either today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Today's December 22nd, and the mail places are pretty full of mail people right now. So we'll find out. But I don't want to put that on there and then have to take those off to be able to run the electrical. So, but yeah, let me get this screwed on here and we'll get going. Well, look what came in the mail today. December 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. It is wet cold today. I think it's like 38, 37 degrees, but I've got that and that because I'm cold. So, I'm going to start real quick, just laying this out pretty simply, and I'm not even 100% certain how I'm going to do this or how far I'm going to get today. I'm not feeling super great. I think we'll start on that end, cut across, get the other one done, and then run ourselves up to the front. And I don't know what I'm going to do to secure this. I think I already mentioned that in another clip. But I've seen a lot of people who just kind of run it right through the frame rail. And I think that would work because originally it was just these metal rings, like sheet metal rings that were just kind of welded into the inside of this trailer. And I ground them all off because I had to cut them off to get the old wiring harness out. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have just cut the old wiring and then left the rings. But whatever, most of them are pretty freaking screwed up anyway. So not 100% certain, but I'll lay it out, see how the wiring looks, run it up to the front, make sure I got clearance and all that stuff, and then I can run it along the back here, I guess, and then, down underneath there somehow. Figure it out. But let me get this unwound and bust out some wires. There's my lights right there. So, come on, motivation. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I don't know if I could have planned this any better. At the end of this is going to go to that light. So I just shoved it in there to hold it. It's going to go underneath this frame rail. Wires are going to come out underneath there to go to there to that light. And it's going to run along this frame rail all the way up to about here. And then here's my wiring for my 7-pin, which should be about yay longish. I don't know, I might back the truck up here and make sure it fits. And then this will come down to about right here. And then those wires will connect. So I thought I was going to have a little extra, but I'm glad I didn't get 25 feet for a 28-foot trailer. I ended up getting 30 feet for that trailer. So, yep, now to unhook this and start getting the wiring done. Glad I checked that first though, because if I had to extend the wiring, it'd probably be easier to extend it down here than it would be to extend it up there, and at least it would be hidden back here. So, fun times. All right, back to work. Gosh, I wish it was time I could wrap this video up and be done. So, here we are. It's there. Wiring is done. There's a few small spots I might need to touch up with some paint when it dries. And Got my wiring in, it ain't perfect. I need to shorten that loom, but that's a problem for another day. I ended up going through the frame rails. So again, I'll tighten up that loom at some point. Got the electric brakes wired in, and lights are all up and wired up and good. And it will be time to get it back up underneath this thing here real soon. This area underneath here looks dry right now, and that's great because I need to get up underneath there. But right around halfway through winter, the underside of here fills with about 8 inches of water. And I've got it up on these blocks right now, and I feel like 8 inches of water is just going to be not conducive. I feel like those are going to sink down into there, or those are going to fall or something, and I'll never be able to get this giant 7,000 pound boat up out of here. So I need to get this trailer up underneath here sooner rather than later. Eventually I probably will get some fenders, but I want to have it underneath the boat so I can find out how high up or down or sideways I need to do. The guide rails to get it on and off the trailer easier need to be on there, and I need to replace these tires. Obviously this one used to be here and it hit on this, or maybe it was on that side. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter, but that tire is trash. In fact, I just got poked by one of the belts. So but here in the very near future I will be getting this up underneath of that boat, and then once it's up underneath there, finishing up this, get the crank on there, and I kind of want to replace this with something electric, but it's going to go in the water, so probably not a good idea. I don't know, we'll see. This thing's a huge pain in the ass to crank on when you know, when you're trying to lift 7,000 pounds straight up in the air. So anyway, this might be the last of this video. If it is, you know, I'm sorry that it ended up being this long and this annoying, but it looks a hell of a lot better than it did before. So I'm happy with it right now, at least at the point that I can put it away for the wintertime and not really worry about it. I will be painting these wheels at some point. I don't know if I will be painting them all white or black, or I don't think it's going to be blue. I think it's going to be either white or black. No, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to also be replacing these tires with smaller tires, 205s instead of 215s, or 225s, I mean, and to bring my tire size down a little bit. I want to do that before I do that, and I also want to tow this thing a little bit and make sure that my alignment's all good and straight and everything, and all the fun, you know, shaker downs, and also probably give it like, you know, a couple weeks and then check my bolts and make sure everything's tight. So I am so done with this project. I don't even want to do it anymore. Well, this is the last of the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the, you know, the views, I guess. And I'll get you guys updated on the next thing.